like to take any pictures or videos out here on the reserve, you are more than welcome to do so. I do recommend any sport settings or action modes that your cameras might have, because it will not be able to stop for every animal, and not every animal will be stopping for us. And I also recommend hanging on tightly to those cameras, cell phones, all of your personal belongings, because the roads out here on the reserve tend to get pretty rough and bumpy, and we don't want to lose anything. Now we are starting off today's journey in a little touch-green forest. The trees and the brush out here in the forest provide a good place for animals to hide. We've got a good look out to our right side at an okapi. That's the brown animal with the striped legs. The black and white striped legs of the okapi make it look pretty similar to a zebra, but it's actually the closest living relative of a giraffe. And on the hill to our left, the black and white birds are saddle-billed storks. The saddle-billed storks get their name from the bright yellow patch on their bills that do resemble the shape of a saddle. That stork is crouched down at the moment. They can actually stand as tall as 5 feet and have a wingspan as wide as 9 feet, which is the width of the canopy above our heads. We're pulling up to a watering hole on our left, which can be a good place to find some animals that like to spend their time in the water, or near the water. And there's a black rhino laying down by the rock wall in the shade. Black rhinos are very solitary and reclusive animals, and they'll usually only ever be found living alone. Black rhinos can weigh as much as 3,000 pounds, and they have no natural predator. The only threat to the rhino is from humans, because rhinos are all too often poached for their horns. On our left side here, the copper-colored antelopes hiding in the bushes are bongos, and the lighter tan-colored antelopes are greater kudu. The tan color of the greater kudu definitely helps them to blend in with their surroundings. And both the greater kudu and the bongos have thin white stripes in their fur, which helps to break up their silhouettes, allowing both types of antelope to better hide. The bongos are actually so good at hiding that they're often called the ghosts of the forest. So we're pretty lucky to have even caught a glimpse of them. We're heading a little bit deeper onto the reserve now, out of the forest and towards the Safi River, which can be a good place to find some animals that like to be in the water. The large white and gray birds are pink-backed pelicans. Pink-backed pelicans get their name from a pink color that their backs will turn during mating season. A group of pelicans together is called a pod. And a group of hippos, like these on our left, is called a bloat. Hippos will spend the vast majority of their days in the water keeping cool. They'll generally only come up on land at night to graze for food, sometimes traveling miles inland. Hippos love to be in the water so much that they can stay completely submerged for as long as 8 minutes without coming up for air. Baby hippos are born at about 85 pounds. Fully grown hippos can weigh as much as 5,500 pounds. Because of their size, hippos are not the greatest swimmers. Instead, they'll usually walk or run down along the bottom of the river. And on our left side here is a group of Nile crocodiles. There's a few up on the shore, as well as some down in the water below. We can tell the difference between crocodiles and alligators, because crocodiles like these have a forked tooth, their incisor, that sticks up out of their mouths. Nile crocodiles are the largest crocodilians that can be found in Africa, growing 16 to 20 feet long, and weighing as much as 800 pounds. And Nile crocodiles have the power in their jaws to crush the bones of their prey. tree, which is also called the upside down tree because those branches do look a bit more like roots that should be down in the ground. The baobab tree can remain leafless for as long as 9 months out of the year in an effort to conserve water. The baobab tree does store a lot of water inside its thick trunk. Any of the scratches or puncture marks you might notice in its bark are likely from animals with tusks or horns, trying to scratch their way in to get at that water inside. And that baobab tree marks our entrance into the savanna ecosystem. The savanna is a rich tapestry of wildlife, home to some of Africa's most iconic animals, including giraffes, zebras, and elephants. Looks like there's a few different animals up ahead on the savanna. But you might also notice out here that most of these trees are pruned really high, and this is because of the giraffes that live out here. Giraffes are the world's tallest land mammal, growing to heights of up to 20 feet. And they'll eat the leaves off of all of these trees using their long tongues that can be 13 to 18 inches long. We're coming up on some brown animals on our left, and these are sable antelopes. Sable antelopes are known for their long, thin, curved horns that provide them a great defense against predators, will sometimes try to jump on their backs. Sable antelopes also use their long horns when sparring with each other and in displays of dominance. They live in matriarchal groups, so the most dominant female will be the leader, and she'll usually have the darkest brown colored coat. And the herd of gray animals are wildebeests. Wildebeest is an Afrikaans word, but does mean wild beast. The wildebeests are migrating animals that travel between 500 and 1,000 miles every year. And they do so in very large herds, sometimes of up to 1 million wildebeests traveling all together. There's quite a few of these large termite mounds out here on the savanna. Termites will build their mounds out of dirt, saliva, and dung. Termite mounds are porous, which allows air to ventilate through them, but they're also as hard as concrete, which makes these termite mounds great scratching posts for some large animals like elephants. And once elephants wear them down into little stumps, they become good lookout points for smaller animals like antelopes to climb up and keep lookout for predators. Looks like there's a few more of the gray wildebeest up ahead on our right, as well as a couple of zebras, and there's a couple of giraffes just up around the next corner. The zebras that live out here are Hartmann's mountain zebras, and they have the smallest hooves of any type of zebra, allowing them to easily navigate mountainous terrain. Another unique feature of the Hartmann's mountain zebras is that they're actually black with white stripes, which we know because of the color of their noses, which are black. Some zebras are white with black stripes, and they'll have a white or a light pink colored nose. The stripe pattern of every zebra is completely unique to them, just like our unique human fingerprints. A group of zebras is called a dazzle, and a group of giraffes together is quite fittingly called a tower. The giraffes that live out here are Maasai giraffes, which we know by looking at their spot pattern, which is pretty irregular and rough around the edges. Reticulated giraffes, on the other hand, have much more neat and orderly spots that appear almost net-like. The big brown animals with the large horns out to our right are Ankole cattle. Ankole cattle are also called Watusi cattle, or the tribe of people that domesticated them. and their massive horns can grow as long as 6 feet. The nubby little horns on top of the giraffe's heads are not actually horns. Those are called ossicones. It's a part of their skull structure, and another feature giraffes have in common with the okapi. Both male and female giraffes will have ossicones on their heads, but only male okapis will have them.
Break to your left.
If you catch a glimpse of any of these giraffes' long
Look to your left.
tongues, you might notice that their tongues are a really dark color, almost purple or black. This acts like a natural sunscreen for the giraffe's tongue, simply because those long tongues are outside of their mouths for a lot of their days, as giraffes are known to be eating 16 to 20 hours of the day. We're now heading into an area of the reserve known as Elephant Country. And there's an elephant out to our right side, all the way back by the rock wall. We might get a better view of it further up ahead towards the next clearing. On our left side, the gray monkeys are mandrills. Mandrills are actually the largest type of monkey, as fully grown male mandrills can weigh as much as 100 pounds, while females usually stay closer to 35 pounds. And mandrills are very distinctive looking monkeys with those bright red and blue markings on their faces, just like Rafiki from The Lion King. Out to our right side, we've got a closer look at that elephant. That is an African elephant, which we know, 1, because we are in Africa, and 2, because of the size of those ears, which are much larger than the ears of an Asian elephant. And having large ears does come in handy for the African elephant. You might have noticed that elephant flapping those ears, which is a great way for them to keep cool. And blood will circulate through their thin elephant ears and cool off, also helping to cool off elephants as it circulates back into their bodies. We're heading a little bit deeper into elephant country still. We might be able to find some more up ahead. Sides of the track here are some large red clay deposits, and on the right we can even see tusk marks in the clay. This is because elephants eat red clay. It provides them with nutrients and minerals not otherwise found in their diets. That can be a good sign that there's more elephants around, and there's a few more out here. Elephants, especially female and young elephants, are very social creatures, and they'll usually spend most of their days interacting with other members of their herd. Elephants live in matriarchal societies, so the oldest and wisest female elephant will be the leader of the herd. They'll raise their young until they are about 12 to 13 years of age, which gives elephants the second longest childhood of any mammal, second only to us humans. When they reach 12 or 13, male elephants usually go off to live on their own, or form small bachelor herds of 2 to 3, while females will stay with the herd. And elephants are, of course, known for their size. They're born at about 250 pounds. And fully grown elephants can weigh as much as 13,000 pounds. It takes a lot of food for them to get up to that size. They'll eat an average of 300 pounds of food every day, which is about the same amount of food the average human eats in a year. These flamingos are greater flamingos, which we know because they are the largest of the flamingos and the lightest shade of pink. Flamingos get their coloration from beta-carotene, which is a mineral found in the brine shrimp they eat. Flamingos are born a light grayish color and will gain their pink coloration over time as they mature. A group of flamingos together is called a flamboyance.
You can see lots of flamingos in the gardens. Nothing more. Lots of animals in the gardens. Those are dangerous.
The large mud wallow on our left could be a good sign that there are more rhinos nearby. Both rhinos and elephants like to use mud to help keep themselves cool. Elephants will take mud or dirt in their trunks and fling it up onto their backs. And rhinos will simply roll around in it. Mud provides both animals with a natural sunblock and a natural bug repellent. The shady tree-lined area on our left could be a good place to find some big cats. Just like as humans, many of them like to spend sunny days in the shade, keeping cool. So let's see if we can spot anything over here. It's looking pretty quiet in this area at the moment. There is another good place to find some big cats up ahead, so let's check that out next.
Meow meow's high.
And we're coming up on a couple of lions over here. They're lounging in the grass in the shade towards the front edge of this rock formation. We're pretty lucky to see at least one of these lions sitting up and awake. Lions need 16 to 20 hours of rest every day, just like the average house cat. Lions are usually most active early in the morning and late in the evening, while it's coolest outside. And that's when they'll do most of their hunting. It's the female lions that are responsible for most of the hunting for the pride. They'll go out in teams at nights to hunt, while male lions will usually stay home with the cubs and protect the territory. On our right side is a group of white rhinos and a couple of ostriches back by the green truck. We should have another good look at them as we come around the rocks on our right. During the day, lions can see about as well as us humans, but at night they can see 6 times better in the dark than we can. The lions have very soft padded paws that allow them to move around silently, giving lions the element of surprise when hunting at night. They also have the most powerful roar of any of the big cats. At top volume, the roar of a lion can be heard from as far as 5 miles away. The large burrows on our left usually mean that there's warthogs around. They're a little further back past some of those fallen logs. Warthogs are the largest burrowing mammal. They use their sharp tusks and hooves to build burrow nests, but they'll back themselves in, leaving their tusks exposed as a defense against predators. And on our right are those muddy white rhinos. Baby white rhinos are born at about 150 pounds. And fully grown white rhinos can weigh as much as 5,000 pounds, making them about a ton heavier than the black rhino we saw earlier. But rhinos are actually pretty quick on their feet. They can reach top speeds of up to 35 miles per hour, just like a giraffe. And out to our right side here is a nest of eggs in the grass, which, judging from their size, must be ostrich eggs. Ostriches are the largest bird. Each one of those ostrich eggs weighs about as much as 2 dozen chicken's eggs. And those ostrich eggs are strong enough to withstand the weight of an adult man standing on them. 4 feet. of the year. The Nigerian dwarf goats are very friendly, active, and sociable little animals, living right alongside the humans in Eastern Africa, many of whom rely on these little goats for their milk production. And that is going to just about bring our safari to a close today, folks. But your adventure does not have to end here. If you'd like to check out some more awesome animals, I highly recommend heading down the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. That's a walking trail right by the exit of the safari where you can find lots of different animals, including gorillas, monkeys, meerkats, zebras, and some underwater hippo viewing. And if you'd like to help out any of our animal friends,